Chicago. It is late at night, so let us play.
And we're live and hopefully unmuted this week. So welcome everyone to Windy City Kindred, a tale of Chicago by night. How is my cast doing? How you guys?
Fantastic.
Welcome back, Malenre, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Happy
why
birthday.
she's celebrating with her own little happiness outfit and location.
The Church of Stitch.
It's my birthday. I do what I want.
You do what you want. Not to. You still are playing Sister Vindicta, though. Am I correct? You're not going to go through the whole thing as Stitch.
I'm still playing Vindicta, yeah.
Okay.
If I can't method it with this on, or can't not method, I'll go change.
Oh, so we got big news. In case you guys don't know, we got shouted out by some people. Thanks to Twin Cities by Night. They do an excellent show, and Onyx Path may actually be hosting us today. I got to check over at the Twitch. So if we're on the Onyx Path Twitch stream, hello, thank you, and welcome to anybody who might be catching us from there. We're only up to episode 4 of this adaptation of the storyline presented in Chicago by Night. It's a little bit original. It's a little bit taken from the book. It's got some of the characters, and we're not far into it. So if you're just joining us, it's easy to jump in right now because we're going to catch up with everybody. So I think that's pretty much it for the announcements. I think we're starting late enough that we might have an audience. Hello to everyone. I'm not writing the chat. If any of you guys want to jump on and see if anybody's there, I encourage it. But in the meantime, let's begin the way we always begin. It is late at night in Chicago, so let us play. Last week, we, without Sister Vindicta, who learned a very valuable lesson about using her own resources to solve a problem, ended up spending much of that evening late into the night consoling the parents of a runaway. Who knew it was going to be that difficult? You gave them a box of her stuff and you thought they were just going to go away, but it turns out they wanted to talk and pray and explain about, yes, they just went on and on and on. So you were unable to join the rest of the coterie as they went off to Chicago O'Hare and tried to have a meeting with Noah Gruel. A meeting I think went in no way well.
Really? I thought
We
it went
got what we
great.
wanted.
I thought it went great.
I don't think it went well for the DM.
Wow. Well, no, it was a weird, tense, awkward meeting with someone you don't understand and who definitely didn't understand you, and then you stole his computer. But stole. But
Borrowed.
that wasn't even the only thing that was stolen last week. So, sister, let's we typically skip a day in between our sessions. So the Friday night that was between us was just last night. Let's talk about that evening. When you rose, sister, you discovered that you couldn't find K. Marshall Ellis anywhere in the building, the dormitories, in your library, anywhere that you left him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little concerning.
A lot concerning. I lost a favor if I lost him.
You did. And that Dusable is not going to be happy to hear it. So my question is, what do you do about that?
Well, I question my group, my current flock, because I can't ask anyone else because no one else knew he was there except for my most trusted, basically my food source. And when I can't find that, I start thinking that the only possible way, because he was there before I had to talk to the parents, and then my coterie showed up and he disappeared. How odd.
So where does your suspicion fall?
Well, it actually, honestly, it falls between the gangrel and the La Sombra. Yes, you.
It's fair.
It's
Do
only
you want to broach this with either of them and or Dusable himself?
Oh, I will probably talk to them first and give them a shot. Maybe they can help me if it wasn't them, and I can explain that they were the only ones I could possibly think of who has the ability to come into my home and take one of my things. And then at that point, if it's not them, then I would probably ask for their help because I don't want to approach Disable on my own with this.
Fair enough. If it's early enough on your Friday evening, you can call either the Lion's Den Boxing Gym and get a hold of Arthur Valland, or you can try Omni Media Group and have them put you through their switchboard all the way to Julian White, who
But it's Friday.
would
It's
be
his show, right? His show's on right now.
Well, it's not on yet. It tapes tonight. It'll be on.
No, it's taping, so I understand he's probably busy. So I'll probably call Arthur. Arthur?
Arthur.
I almost said Alex. I almost pulled a Will. Sorry.
Start with the same letter. You're fine.
All right. And I didn't hear any cursing, so Will is definitely muted. Okay.
I was looking at chat too. Oh, nope. There he goes. He said, hey.
Just check. So, yeah, if you call the Lion's Den Boxing Gym, Alex, you'll get a call there early in the evening on Friday. This is sort of retroactive. Sister Vindicta would like to talk to you.
Dude, he'll pick up the phone like, the Lion's Den Gym where you beat other people's meat. How can I help you?
Really? Is that the way you answer your phone?
Oh, only when those who have my direct number. How may I help you?
Arthur, hi. It's Vindicta. Any chance you have a twitchy little bastard with you?
Oh, some of the people that come here are very twitchy. They don't want to throw a punch. Is there a name you have in mind?
Yeah, K. Marshall Ellis.
My dear, he is not here, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. He is not with you?
No, he seemed to have disappeared when I was tending to the parents of that runaway. I was just wondering because no one else could come into my sanctuary and knows about my library, and the only ones who were up there were, well, you guys. I was just wondering if he happened to go with one of you.
He definitely did not go with me. I have no means of turning a buck on that man, and embracing is very the hush hush.
No. I don't think he's dead or undead, unlived. I don't think so. Who would want that twitchy guy anyway, besides Disable? But his tastes are weird.
Precisely my thoughts. I have no need for such a man. He was twitchy and not on the kind of product I could circulate. So,
but he's smart.
He is smart, yes. But if you have my number, you know where I work. I do not cater to those of brimming intellect.
True. Sorry, I just figured I'd ask you first because you're probably the one I can get a hold of, seeing as how, Julian is busy, I'm sure. So I'll try him next. Were we supposed to meet up any other place? How did the thing with the flyboy go, by the way?
No.
Well, I think it went swimmingly. I was actually tying up some loose ends. But we will see if that will have any fallouts. I do not know. But as operations went, it was as smooth as circumstances allowed. Without you there, of course.
Oh, okay. So better than it went with the other gangrel at the club?
Let's say in a different vein. So about as good but different flavor.
So I should probably watch my back, is what I'm hearing.
No, you were not there. No one will come for you. They will come for me, most likely.
Okay, so I'll help watch your back then, I guess. But were we meeting anywhere?
We have I don't know what I'm chewing. I'm a vampire. I don't have a solid diet. Um, we have a rendezvous back at O'Hare to pick up our very important guest. If you wish, I can swing by and pick you up in the party bus, or you can find your own manner of transportation.
And for practical purposes, that is Saturday night. This is
This is Friday.
night when you discovered. So you have no actual plans for Friday night. If you want to get a hold of Julian, it is early enough in the evening. His show tape's late. So.
Oh,
you
yeah, obviously, because vampire. Sorry. I forget sometimes. It's so weird. All right. Well, I will accept the ride. I'd rather have that for our meeting. I don't want to involve anyone else. But it's early enough. I should probably give Julian a call.
Okay.
Just
For
to see.
tomorrow, for purposes tomorrow night, you're right on the way to the airport anyway. It would make sense for them to swing by your place and pick you up on the
That's
way.
true.
So, yeah, just geography of Chicago, you work out very well. But if you want to call Omni Media Group, they'll put you through the switchboard. I don't think Julian. Well, did he give you a card? Because he
Gave me a card.
Then you can probably call him directly from your landline at the rector or at the convent, not rector.
Okay. All right. So I'll talk to you later, Arthur.
Bonsoir, my dear. Have a nice night.
Doing
So
what?
now I take a breath and then I drink some coffee and then I call Mr. Shadow Man over there.
Sister.
I think. Yeah, I was wondering, does she get a hold of you directly, even if it is your direct number, or does somebody else answer for you even then?
Somebody else would answer for me.
So then
And-
I asked,
Actually, no. I gave them my card. I gave them
your
my
real card?
That's why I was
Ah.
wondering if it was
Yeah.
your real number, or
Yeah.
if it was still a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sister.
"Hi, Julian. Hope I'm not interrupting your taping."
Oh, of course not. No. What can I do for you?
So I got finished with the people and their daughter and whatever, and woke up this evening and noticed that I'm missing a twitchy little rat. By any chance, do you have any information on that?
Oh, wow. Is this K. Marshall Ellis that you're talking about?
Yeah, unfortunately, I told him to stay put. I didn't lock him in, so.
Oh, no. Do you think he ran away?
That's what I'm trying to find out, if he ran away, air quote.
Well, I can certainly look into that for you.
I would appreciate that. I already called Arthur and he had no idea. I just figured if anyone could transport something inconspicuously, it would be him, but it wasn't him.
Well, he is very skilled, but no, he is certainly a trustworthy gangrel.
Yeah, I get that sense from him. It's just, this is kind of important considering I don't want to lose the favor that Dusable would owe me, because favors are important.
Oh, and what favor was that?
Oh, it hasn't been decided yet. It's just a favor on hold, which is, one of those nice back pocket things. But it could also stab you in the back if it doesn't work out well. And I really don't want to owe that man anything.
Sister, would you mind me asking, what exactly is your relationship with Dusable?
I figure it's okay enough to tell you, or
Oh,
our group.
okay.
But can we not do this over the phone? You never know who's listening in.
Well, you're certainly more than welcome to stop by.
Oh, I would like to do that.
I can send someone to pick you up if you'd like.
Yes, your driver guy. I'm used to seeing his face. I don't want to have some other random stranger, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. I'll send Narvin right away.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Well, surprisingly, it looks like you're going to the taping of Pulso del Mundo tonight.
I can see the show.
It's always exciting to be in the live audience for a show like that. Who knew that was going to happen? Let's stay with Julian just for a second there. Oh my God. You're really going to try this? Okay.
What do you mean?
I will remind you the circumstances under which you came into possession of K. Marshall Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody who might be new, K. Marshall Ellis is a tech inventor from San Jose who was blood bonded to a baron out there, but escaped under mysterious circumstances, ended up in Gary, and you were the coterie lucky enough to go get him back. The circumstances upon you returning him to Chicago were as repayment for a boon that was owed to Dusable, the Tremere Primogen. I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. Because you are now in possession of the boon that was owed to a Tremere Primogen. And you're trying to hide it. I will help.
Is
I
he?
will help you.
Am I trying to help? Am I trying to? Go ahead. I heard the word help.
Because you've already said that you were going to set him up with a computer lab so that he can find his thing. Let me take you to the city map. That Friday, Omni Media Group came into possession of a piece of property just off the I-90 near downtown Chicago. This is a proper office building. It has several major name corporations inside of it. And on the second floor, there is space available, including a computer lab that is actually 3 stories high, so that it goes down it goes from the first level up to the third, and the second level is like an office for it. This lab, I suppose I should show you that.
Yeah, I still just see the map. That's weird. Oh, there we go.
No, I was only showing the map. Is the computer lab is just geographically above the sea on Chicago.
Okay.
Downtown.
I see that.
Yeah, bang. And this is what you find if you go there. The building has Dyson Corporation and several other places. It's what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories tall. But you have a fully stocked, fully laid out, clean room computer lab with some technicians. This done by Omni Media Group for you in the matter of a day, so that when you're getting ready for your show on Friday night, you have the plans and the lease all in hand. You can move not Disable, I'm sorry, K. Marshall Ellis into this lab, and he will begin working for you on developing what you consider to be a prototype V phone. And maybe several of them, because as he pointed out, one phone is useless. Do you want to tell anybody about this?
Well, 2 people already know.
Who knows?
Arthur and Lilith.
Okay. Arthur, unbeknownst to you, has kept your secret.
No, I found out just now that he kept.
Oh, yeah. She mentioned that she had called Arthur, and he didn't say anything. Okay.
So I don't know about Lilith yet.
Well, she is actually with you because she now works for Omni Media Group, and it is show night. So
I'm not too worried about her with this thing right now. And I don't know the sister's relationship with Disable, and that is valuable enough information that if I find that out, I might consider other options.
Well, other than they're both Tremere, that would put him in a position of power over her, even, despite her reputation and status within her own community.
Hell, I don't know my relationship with him either. It's okay.
Okay. Well, so I don't. As far as what I'm going to do with him, my plan right now his body was the fake body, was that found yet?
The early edition of the newspaper, which will come out tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, will actually be in print by midnight tonight. Dusable and the rest will find out shortly after.
Okay.
That K. Marshall Ellis is dead in a tenement fire.
Ooh, we're cutting this close. Okay, cool. Yay, fun. I didn't want to play anymore anyway. Whatever.
The Lasombra, who's used to dealing with shadows, is now maybe playing with fire a little bit.
It's not on my part. This is especially since, like, you know, of course I don't know this metagame wise, but the blood bond thing that's happening. Ooh, Dusable not gonna like that. That's gonna be like, oh, now that's between you guys. I don't care about that.
Mhm.
Arthur kept secret. No, he just did the Pontius Pilate, like, mm-mm.
Wash your hands of it. I don't need to be here. So by the time your show is done with its taping, and then it goes out, it's not quite live. You have a delay in case something goes terribly wrong. But by the time that show is done taping, you suspect that Dusable will know, will have found out the information that K. Marshall Ellis is dead and will not know any better.
Okay.
I'm glad you're good with that. For the purposes of your show, La Sombra, you need to appear on camera and they need to pick up your audio. So you need to give me 2 rouse checks for Friday night. Oh my, and oh my.
Aye.
Now, as you know in the past, carrying some hunger into your show usually puts up a good episode. That little burning sensation inside of you. You had 1 hunger to begin with that morning.
Yeah.
So you've
Okay.
gotten 2 more. You're going into your show with 3 dots of hunger. It's hard to keep focus, and maybe that's why people like these episodes better than the other ones, when you're a little more restrained. Sister, you'll arrive in time to watch the taping of the show. The car with Narvin as driver will pull you up in front of Omni Media Group's building where they have their studio. You'll be escorted through. Are you wearing just street clothes?
Yes.
Your mask identity, this new persona that you're taking out into the world, have you thought of a name?
Calypso.
Calypso. I love it.
Yeah.
What is Calypso's story? Is
Don't
there
put me on
a
the spot like that. I have to still figure that part
okay?
out.
I'm just saying. So Calypso dresses casual, dressy.
Mhm.
Looks
Very casual, very, you could look past her, you know, ish.
Okay.
It's just one of those normal, I'm a normal human being.
So this is a mask identity to help you blend in, to not stand out in any way.
Yeah.
Excellent. That gives me an idea of what you're looking for. You will join this crowd almost anonymously. Julian, even when you come out and look across the crowd and do your normal wave, you may not even recognize her. She just blends right in. That'll take me over to Lilith. Friday night, and when you rouse, you know that you have to go get over to the Omni Media Group studio. We've been ignoring a little something about Lilith's backstory for a while. And I'm wondering if we haven't gone enough days where it's presenting itself. And that is, in your life before you began, you had an addiction.
Yes.
And that was carried through to your now
Correct.
existence.
Mm.
How are you feeling about that? Are you jonesing yet? It has been the story that we're telling has gone on now for at least a week.
Right. Yeah.
So at this point, we haven't looked for your specific.
Yeah, I mean, she probably would be. And she probably might be a little bit off. And like when she woke up, she's probably a little bit hungry, especially if she knows that she's going to enter into this new world. She kind of wants to do it on the first or on her best foot forward kind of a thing. And she feels incredible after taking a hit or whatever. So
The right resonance for you is the addict of what you were addicted to in life. So to find that person that's on that drug, when you take in their essence, you can feel that inside of you. It's not that you get the high from the drug anymore. You get the high from the person, the addict itself.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like their blood. Yeah.
Now, I should also point out, in your attempt to be more Toreador, you did change your predator style recently to Siren.
Yes. Yes.
The Siren is a sexual creature.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to feed while either feigning or having actual sex. So now you have a combination of abilities. You have a bloodhound ability that allows you to find the addict that you're looking for. You have an addiction that makes you crave this particular sensation. And you have a predator style that is going to force you to seduce that person.
Right. Yes.
I love what you've done to your character.
Yeah, she's a little bit not so innocent anymore. She is definitely someone who needs something from someone, and she'll go out and get it by any means possible. And she finds it pretty easy to seduce people. So,
so let's find out what happens to you on this Friday evening from the night before. How about give me what first? How about a rouse check for Friday night, just to see how hungry you are before you go out?
Okay.
And that's just a straight D10, pass or fail, or just hit the rouse button on your sheet. You said you were going to get your real dice out.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot. Let me go grab them. I did do it. I failed it.
You did. You should have gotten the real dice.
I should have let her re-roll with her real dice. Come on.
All right. I'll let her re-roll the real dice. I love the sound of real dice. So, yes, we've agreed. We'll let you re-roll with a D10.
I did discover that these dice hate me. Roll20 dice hate me, so.
And this has been true for all of the shows we've done together.
Yes.
Whether it's here or Tales of a Savage Land, So what was that roll?
So it was a 6.
That is a pass. So you did not get any hungrier that evening. Are you carrying just the one hunger then with you?
Correct.
You don't need to feed at one hunger.
Right.
The only thing you would be sating at this point would be your addiction.
Right. And I would need to.
In that case, you could head out of your little brick row house in the back of the yards to see your brand new blood red Lexus sitting there in front. Are you parking it in front of your home now, or are you still parking it a block away?
I'll park it in front of my house now. I think the cat's out of the bag at this point. So
yeah, that's true enough. Okay. So if you're going to go feed for your addiction, you need to find somebody who's just right for you.
Right. Exactly. And I would probably say, just for kind of sake of my addiction, would be to probably like an upper, like cocaine or something. So I'd be looking at somebody who's probably in a high-end bar, that would be my choice to go into.
See, this is the good thing about being a vampire. About the time that you are rising for the evening,
Right.
humans of the world are out getting drunk and doing their cocaine.
Hmm.
So
Not the
on
cocaine
your-
part.
What?
Not the cocaine. No, not the cocaine part. But tonight, that's what I'll be doing. Yes. Just want to put that out there.
Hey, it's
Continue.
your birthday.
It's my
Don't
birthday.
judge.
Yeah. You do what you want to do on your birthday.
Yeah, and we live in the same town, so if you got a connection,
Running the mystique, man. Like,
sister, what are you thinking? Oh, the coked up nun.
feisty.
Let's look at the map here so we can get a better idea of where is your damn thing. The Lilith, you're down here in the back of the yards. I finally put your name by your house. It felt weird not having it there.
Yeah.
We have some music going here. Yeah, that's better. A little music, a little tension, a little ambiance.
Always helps.
The back of the arts is one of those places that it's tough to get to efficiently. As you can see, there are no freeways nearby. Back in the day, it relied on trains. So there are many, many train tracks that used to come in and out of here. And this is where the slaughterhouses used to be. So it's going to take you a little while to get up into the city proper. But near where it says Computer Lab in Chicago, and across the river there on the other side by Lower Wacker Drive, you'll find a lot of the bars that you're looking for. Those upscale, suited ties and snobs doing cocaine in the bathroom. So
Right.
it'll be convenient to go from there to the Omni Media Group studio. It won't take you long, and you'll make it in plenty of time for your show tonight. But roll seduction is persuasion, I believe, with a specialty.
Yes, it is.
When you took Siren, you should have taken an extra dot in persuasion.
Right.
Okay, so as long as that's there, you can use which is either better, your charisma or your manipulation with your persuasion.
Right. And my charisma is better.
Then use charisma, persuasion, roll good.
Well, shoot, I don't have enough dice, so I'm just
And-
gonna have to roll it from the screen.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
I'm
be sure to
sorry.
substitute also your hunger dice for,
Right.
like, you got to keep track of those.
So rolled a 2.
But with a 10, so that's a
Yeah.
3 success out of 5 dice. That's not too bad. It's going to take you a little bit longer than you thought. Maybe you're out of practice. Maybe you're just, I don't know. Yeah, a little too brouhaha, and you got to let that go. And, try to
Right. Yeah.
story into it. But after about an hour, you'll find a gentleman who is absolutely what you are looking for, and he's parked in the parking lot. He'd like to take you back there. And when you do, yeah, this is the moment. He has the sensation of a wild sexual experience, but in reality, you've pinned him down and you're bleeding him. You're sucking the blood from him, not to slake any hunger, but just because you needed to do this. You needed to take that rush, that high that his essence is containing. you'll feel good the rest of the night. You'll feel pretty, pretty good, pretty good. You'll be really active, and you'll be ready to do things, and you'll be maybe talking a little bit too much.
Right.
But that's gonna be your sensation for the rest of the night. Cokehead.
That's only fair.
Arthur, we're on Friday nights. I don't know what you do on a Friday night.
Well,
I will say the Pulso de Mundo is coming on soon. If you wanted to watch the show, you know that at least 2 of your new mates are, have something to do with it.
it could be worth investigating, as they say about friends and enemies and the proximity you keep them.
You'll also hear that Crook is back over at your poker lounge. He likes that place. And your dealers are being good about, watching his winning. So he's just enjoying himself, and you're making friends.
So long as he is not setting things on fire, everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Go ahead.
Go.
No.
Right.
Well, I was going to go to the show and just kind of describe the experience of.
I do have one thing I want to do before the show, though.
Okay, what was that before the show?
I want to call Cretius.
Critias, your old teacher.
Yes.
Critias is the professor. He's always found at the University of Chicago. He is collectively your professor. You all have learned stuff from him in the past. He'll take your call. Of course, my boy. Yes, what can I do for you?
Yes. I wanted just to ask your advice on something. I have come into the possession of a resource, but I fear that your old friend Marshall, Oswald, the professor, Oswald Wilson. I'm looking at Abraham DuSable's.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back there. Yeah, that's his mask. Yeah.
I hear that you guys don't get along.
Oswald is a point of contention. Yes, not much I could do about it, though. It turns out.
If there was.
What do you mean?
Well, as you know, the city is receiving several new visitors, some welcome and others unwelcome.
I understand. I keep my ear to the ground. I know that there'll be some coming that will be of particular interest to you.
Yes.
But
for the unwelcome guests, if one were pointed against the other, if one were pointed against Oswald, for instance.
You sneaky. Are you trying to cause trouble here?
No, of course not. I just know that this resource would be very valuable to a lot of people.
You're causing. The reason I don't cause trouble about Oswald is because he is very high up in the ranks.
Higher than you?
We share positions on the council, but at that point it depends on whose ear you've got. You understand? If I don't have the right ears, it could be trouble for me. Oh, don't. I wish you would find collaborations rather than obfuscations, if you know what I mean.
Of course. I welcome your advice. I just had one more question. I'd heard a bit of a whisper about maybe a identity that wasn't true. Have you heard that whisper?
Oh, you mean Garwood?
I do.
No, that is something we cannot talk about over the phone.
Well, I trust that you know how to reach me, and I
And
would.
you know, feel free to visit me at the library, especially on something about like this. But
Of course.
don't cause trouble, especially now. It's dangerous times. Build bridges, like they say, and don't blow them up.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
I trust you will do what's right. For all of us. And he'll hang up the phone.
I guess we got to go about this the long way.
I will remind you,
Yes.
Sable is a primogen on the council. I understand that La Sombra feel very entitled and empowered,
Yes.
especially a rich one like yourself. But when Critias says it depends on whose ear you've got,
Yes.
you know you'll never have the prince's ear.
Yes.
You,
That's very true.
others might. So careful.
I haven't done anything yet.
Careful.
See the gears turning now.
Oh boy, do I! He is a thinker, and now I know what other people have to do when they deal with me as a player. So,
Showtime.
the show Pulso de Mundo, popular in all of the Chicago bars, unless there's a Bulls game on or the Bears game runs late, they flip it over to your show. It's always a discussion argument in the style of Bill Maher, where Julian White introduces his guest and his topic for the evening and then sits down at a table which is suddenly enveloped by deep, dark shadows as two people face off against each other with just a mediator between them. The show is popular because it often uses both English and Spanish freely without any kind of explanation or trying to subtitle it. It actually is popular amongst many Chicagoans for just the fact that it acknowledges the multiracial nature of the city. It also pisses a lot of people off because of that same fact. So tonight's show, Julian White walks out in a beautiful suit with a brand new stylish cut. It looks like wider lapels are going to be back in this season. It looks like the button layout is just a little bit higher than it was last season. Oh, it's got nice, thin, barely visible pinstripes running through it. You have to be within just a foot of the jacket to see it. It's magnificent, this beautiful suit. Both of your guests are wearing last year's Vanuzzi suits. And that's a shame, as you explained to them at the beginning. They both admire your cut. You explain that it's a makepiece of Boston, and a nice little murmur goes through the crowd. The rest of the show is dealing with local issues, kind of about gentrification and the idea of developing some of these outlying communities that have gone on. The show goes for about an hour. Julian seems agitated most of the time. He snaps at his guests on both sides of him at a couple of points. The crowd applauds, and the show ends. This all takes about an hour and a half. They go back and reshoot a couple of segments. Sister, did you enjoy the show? Yes, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did check.
You got to see a live show for the first time.
That was exciting and kind of disturbing because I could tell that Julian was probably very snappish because I haven't seen him less than very controlled. So now I'm just kind of like, I wonder if it was the phone call earlier. So the way it leads in.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's a possibility. Lilith, you make it through the show very well. You're taking care of the guests of the show. You're talent and guest management, so you're making sure they have everything that they need. You make sure that they get from the limos to the dressing room to the makeup on time. You brush the lint off their clothes before they go on camera. You usher them back out to the receiving room where everybody has a little congratulatory handshake afterwards. They eat some food and people just generally hobnob. Arthur, if you were watching the show, you saw the broadcast version of it, and it was as you expected. You knew that there was a new suit coming, so you got to check out the new make piece, and you could see that this is how, oddly, fashion happens. This is how looks get started, rumors get twisted. It's an interesting visual. And especially for being on the inside of it, knowing it was coming.
Yeah, and you would have had it like on in the background because all of that's not the kind of fashion and attire he would be interested in. But when he'd start hearing Julian's snappiness, he's kind of just turned to the like, ha. That would have intrigued him, but keeping himself like busy up until then. Writing Rudy a nice little letter.
Ruby or Rosa?
Oh, is it? I think in my notes I compiled them because I am blonde. My gangrel boss bear lady.
Yes, Rosa.
I did blonde it. Okay. Be writing her a very arcane note. Is French the only non-English language that they've exchanged?
She speaks a little bit of broken Spanish at you. I don't know if he knows Spanish. He's German and French, right?
Yes, he would have just put the burner in an envelope with a note that says, written in French, "I find Sherbert's Difroy to be perfect for the images contained within."
Oh, yes. You have pictures of Flyboy on this burner phone. Flyboy without fangs. Flyboy. Yeah. Noah Gruel is an interesting cat. Noah Gruel fell prey to a command automatically, like a human would.
And he just writes in as specifically the little fish fidgets.
Yeah.
And he'll leave that at one of their dead drop locations. And also, so she has the burner to use.
Excellent. You will make that happen, and Rosa will get that later on this evening, before tomorrow anyway. By tomorrow, you should, or at least Julian, should have some information about what has come off of that laptop that they took. You'll have to, get that from him.
I'm a quiver with anticipation.
So if that takes care of Friday night, I think we all know what happened. My question is, Julian, it's late after your show. You are pulsing with hunger.
The first thing, if the sister's there, I'm going to say, "Follow me." And I'm going to lead her into my office that you see behind me. I go to my computer, and without hesitation, I type in something to turn it off so it doesn't activate.
You are playing such a dangerous game.
You are the one that suggested this plan. It was not me. not put this on me, Mister. Oh, you can always play a La Sombra. Yeah, all right.
I swear God told me
hell
so.
out of this.
So I deactivate my kill switch so that I guess I can just say it because if it never goes off, it would be what a waste. I activate my kill switch so that I put on before and after the show so that all of the secrets that I have obtained are not sent public, Kindred and otherwise. And I say, yeah, sister, we need to talk. And I close the blinds and everything. I have K. Marshall.
Oh.
Alive?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
I wanted him.
Is he safe? Secure?
Very. He's thriving.
Good.
Let me show you something. And I'm going to take out a tablet, and I'm going to use blood source disable
On a tablet?
Just anything, any piece of technology, because I just want to show her what it is.
Mind you, disable is permanent. This thing will never work again if you do it.
He has so many.
That's what I mean.
Who are you talking to? Like what? Like I probably like.
It's tissue paper, okay?
Yeah.
The man's never worn the same pair of
I
socks.
take out a piece of paper that also can connect to the internet.
Okay, fair enough. Roll that discipline plus your, I believe it's resolve for the first level of this.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine being that rich?
I know.
Yes,
really.
I can. It makes me very upset every Saturday.
Are you
So-
all of our views? Do you just go back and rewatch this video just so you could see yourself in a lap of luxury?
I bask in it.
Oh,
We have 20 views, but they're all from one guy.
Yeah.
He just keeps it on a loop.
right?
Julian, buy more things. Okay. So
Did you roll? Oh, there it goes.
Then poor Arthur is like, I am so glad I actually have a home.
Three successes on the hunger dice there, and one on your other. This is a fantastic roll for you. If you're explaining it to her, it's just as K. Marshall explained it to you. You get the image of destruction, turn it into an emotion. You bring that into your mouth, and a little gob of vitae spit. It's just watery blood, mucousy goo. You put it onto the seam of the little laptop, and sister, what you see is a fully functioning little pad just go dead in front of you. If you try to turn it on, it won't turn back on. If you were to change the battery in it, it wouldn't matter. If you try to charge it, it won't charge. This thing is el muerte, dead as can be, never to recover.
So I take it, make sure I'm not muted, and I am looking at it going, okay, good. I'm glad that did something. I was starting to worry about your health there, Julian. Because to me, that was just, why are you spitting in your hand? What are you doing with your tablet? I mean,
I know
what?
it's quite gauche, but
Well,
very
gauche,
effective.
blood, depends, as long as it serves a purpose. And now, question to the storyteller. This is kind of a version of blood magic, yeah?
This is what I call blood technology. This is how K. Marshall Ellis is what he has discovered, that your blood can be imbued with intention that can affect technology.
So, in other words, I'd be interested in the aspect of the blood doing something different part. As for the technology part, I'm like, I'm not very tech savvy, but I'm science savvy.
It is like the sorcery of the blood, but now instead it has an ability to affect the electronic components that you come across every day. The smaller and easier the component, the less of a threshold of difficulty it is. But for larger components and machines, you could shut them off too, up to any level. And this is for Julian, if you continue to work with K. Marshall Ellis, he'll continue to work with the blood and create new things that you can do with it.
So at this point, I
Do you want
Okay.
to learn this technique?
what?
Yeah, Vu.
Yes, but hold up. But roleplay wise, I'm just like, is this a thing that your, kind can
No.
do?
It's what that twitchy little man taught me to do.
The food bag?
That is correct.
Well, he did say he was learning something with our he tried explaining it in layman's terms. I kind of got it, but biology,
Basically,
technology.
this is the beginning of what he is capable of. Showing us, teaching us. And I guess my question to you is, how do you think that knowledge will be used by Disable?
Oh, fuck. That man. Honestly, as far as I know, I don't think he actually understands what it's for. I honestly just think he wants the power and the prestige of having some little tech rat, and then also the blood bond. He just wants to bond with anything breathing. It's disgusting.
Yes, I agree. My question to you, sister, is, do you want to be one of those things that he controls?
Disable? Oh,
Yep.
no, absolutely not. The only reason I even deal with him is because it's walking that fine line, because he is the primogen, and I do respect the hierarchy in a way for now.
He is a primogen. But I mean, I've heard whispers that he's not even the original Disable. The real Disable. Have you heard those whispers?
Excuse me?
Sister, if you look at your information sheet on Abraham Disable, there is a rumor, and it is only a rumor, I should point out, that Disable is not Disable, that he is a lick named Garwood Marshall who's taken over Disable's life, resources, and identity.
Wait, he's Marshall? Like Garwood Marshall?
This is a rumor.
It's a rumor that
This
he's a
is a
Garwood
rumor.
Marshall.
Yes.
Oh, monkey's uncle.
Now, rumors in
It's just a rumor.
themselves are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
True or not, they can do damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so not hearing that from the storyteller. So basically, all the Julian told me was that he might not actually be Disable.
This is a rumor that you've heard.
That he's heard. I have not.
You've heard.
That I've heard too?
Oh, sure. This is one of those
I probably
rumors.
missed it then. Hold on. So one of those. I guess I never put much. Okay, so I guess Vindicta wouldn't have put as much stock into rumors, because rumors about her abound all the time.
Exactly.
But the only thing that irritates the piss and vinegar out of her is the fact that he won't stop asking to bond, and she's just like, ew, no means no.
I did hear him, and I mean that trifle that he gave us, that drought of elegance.
You didn't drink it, did you?
Oh, absolutely not. I noticed that you didn't even want to accept it.
No, you accept a little bit. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Honestly. So
Well,
no.
I'm going to allow you to decide what happens with K. Marshall. I will tell you what I've done. I have him set up in the highest tech lab possible, where he can research more of the secrets of blood and its effects. I have a fake body that will be found around now. And that is what it is. I mean, before you worry, it's very easy to say that the visitors, not the ones that we're escorting, but the invaders, uh, got in the way, and we rescued him because we feared that they might be coming all the way from Gary to take him.
If it comes to that, I will support whatever story would get us out of trouble. But as for Dusable knowing, all he wanted me to do was keep him safe. He didn't say exactly where. He suggested the convent, which really, when you think about it. So I don't need to know exactly where he is. I'll just trust your word that he's safe, that he's alive.
Very much
And
so.
we'll share information on what he's doing. I would love to learn more, but other than that, Disable just asked me to keep him safe. So he's safe, right?
Yes.
Then I did my job.
And to be fair, the only reason I didn't tell you before now, obviously I had no intention of keeping it from you since I revealed it right now. The only reason I didn't is because I didn't want you to be in an awkward position of having to lie, because I know the truth is very important.
At least I won't say I have to use the bathroom. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, sister.
But your show tonight was fantastic, but you seem a little off.
I wanted to rip their throats out.
Due to them being annoying guests or because you're hungry?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Well,
so I better get to that. I don't want to keep you. You can see your way out. Lilith will validate your parking. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will see you tomorrow night.
Yes. Yay.
You can, as long as you've got Julian, the sister, and a Lilith in the area, you can make a plan for meeting up for tomorrow in the evening. You know what time you're meant to be at the airport, what time your guests are coming in. You have or Arthur should have the keys and registration for a vehicle that's already waiting for you there. Presumably a vehicle big enough to handle the group of you that there will be. So you can make a plan for meeting in the evening. And Julian, you can roll your predator type and see if you can't find someone on your staff nearby to help you get over this.
Okay. So many windows.
Take you back here just while you do that. Oh, my. Look at this.
Nice.
Major successes on your roll there. So, yes, without even leaving the building, probably without even leaving this floor, you can find somebody that will duck into the, broom closet with you and allow you to feed off of them. This is, you have a herd, and the herd is part of the staff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
yeah, I will drink to get rid of 2 dots, which is as much as I can do without killing them. They have work to do. So
yeah, you don't kill your own staff. You don't kill your own herd. Bad form.
We terminate. We terminate them.
Terminate them. Yes.
Kill is not HR speak.
Exactly. So you can take care of your hunger for that evening. Everyone else, you will make it back to your respective havens, wherever you're going to be for that Friday night. And that will take care of our retconning for what happened on Friday. Interesting things. As we wake on Saturday evening, the day was long, but it passed by with just a wink. As soon as you went to sleep, seemed like you woke right back up. Vampires don't tend to dream. That sense of torpor at your age is just like being unconscious. You've heard that as you get older, more powerful vampires can actually retain a sense of their own presence while in torpor. Send out vibes to even retainers or other kindred. You look forward to a day when that's you. But until then, you're just these young little licks who have to head off to the airport tonight to meet the La Sombra. In your files, you'll see character sheets on Malenkov and Sierra Van Burris. These are the two people that you're sent to escort. The orders from the prince are to gather them at the airport, keep them safe for the evening, or for the day, I should say. Bring them to a safe place this evening, keep them safe for the day, and then bring them to the Succubus Club tomorrow evening, Sunday night, for an Elysium-style meeting with the Court of Chicago. Let's begin with Lilith, since I haven't spoken to her in a minute. Give me a rouse check for this evening.
And I failed it.
You are hungry.
Yes.
Take a dot of hunger. You can choose to do something about that later, or even now if you wanted to. But according to the meeting last night, where were you going to meet?
I mean, to me, it makes sense that we just go to the convent to meet, but I don't know.
It does. It makes sense to go to the convent for a lot of reasons. If you're all going there in individual vehicles, it's got a parking lot. Parking in Chicago downtown is a bitch. So,
Nightmare.
yeah, absolute nightmare if you don't have a reserved spot. But the convent actually has a parking lot, so driving there and parking to meet is actually a good idea. It's also very close to the airport.
Right.
So hungry as you are, to the convent or to the rack?
I'd probably go ahead and go to the rack just to try to slake the hunger.
When you hop in your car and you're driving away just out of your neighborhood, out of the corner of your eye, you can see something you didn't want to see. And that is your special friend, not unobtrusively taking a person to the ground and feeding on them.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
This may be a problem for another time. You can drive on, but just know that, yeah, he's out there doing things not as quietly as he should.
Right. Okay.
Arrival at the rack for your siren self. If you'd like to slake your hunger, you're going to have to roll me that persuasion and charisma again.
Yeah, which I forgot how many dice that was already. I think it's 8 plus the hunger, so I'll go ahead and roll. Well, shoot. I don't think my dice like me either. What's a success again? Is it a 4?
Well, if you're rolling a D10, no, it's
A 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 2 successes. And then...
I'll call it a 5. It's supposed to be a 6.
Okay, well.
You got it. The top 5, you know. If there's too many failures, it's not like anything bad can happen to you. It's just that you have difficulty feeding. Your seduction isn't working. You're coming on to the wrong men. You're looking through the rack. I'll let you decide. Do you want to just carry the 2 hunger with you and abandon the rack for now, or do you want to try again and risk being a little bit later than you should?
No, I would abandon. And as soon as like the first couple attempts were going poorly, I'd go ahead and just head to the convent.
Okay. The La Sombra are coming in on a scheduled flight, so probably best not to risk being late for that. You can head straight to the convent. Arthur, hopefully somebody had let you know that they were heading to the convent at some point to meet tonight.
Well, he was going to pick me up.
Yeah, Arthur was
that's
going to
right.
swing by with the party bus.
That's right. I forgot all about that. Thank you for reminding me. So Napoleon and yourself can go. Bring Napoleon's service dog gear because you'll have to go into the airport.
Yeah, of course.
You have the keys and the registration for the car that's waiting up there. Do
Yes.
you have a plan for how you want to do this? You're the tactical one of the group.
Mhm. Assuming the our VIPs know where they're going.
Well, now, here's what's interesting. At the Thursday night session, we had talked about putting them up in one of your apartment buildings.
Mhm.
For
Well, knowing
that-
where to like which car to go to.
Right. I was going to say that Friday that one of the things I didn't cover is you cleared out a floor on this building. So you have a place ready to go. It's I should mark it on the map for you, but it'll be your building.
Like the windows are all boarded and with like blackout curtains, the whole thing.
It's I can it's the top floor here. I actually where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Here. It's the top floor of this building right here.
All right. Good old brownstone. Cool.
With the wrought iron fire escape in not nearly as good a shape as the picture would show you.
Just
you can
rub
picture-
some dirt on it. Yeah, I get it.
Not entirely safe for a human climb down.
Mm.
But that's where what you had. You cleared out whatever tenants you had there for the evening, and you have them.
Sorry, is the eviction notice Ebola? That's a thing? Yeah, get. And just usher
It's
them
not-
out with just random like health code shit and make them leave.
Yeah, these are cash customers anyway. You don't care. They just
Yeah.
sit in here and shoot up most of the day anyway. So you're happy to have them. Yeah, this is what he
Lilith.
owns. This is the kind of building you run. You slumlord, you.
Mm.
But that is at least prepared for you for this evening. So you have a place to go when you pick up the La Sombra.
Mhm. Mm. The plan would be to pick them up and take the most defensible and less conspicuous route there.
Taking the vehicle that's left for you,
Wait,
are you going to take your own vehicle? Are we going to double up on cars? Are you?
but just getting up would have everyone find the Land Rover, take them to the airport overnight, or over the airport, leave the car there overnight, and pick and
You could make that happen.
politely ask that someone's retainer pick it up for me.
We can make that happen. You can have your vehicle waiting at the airport from the last night's activities.
Mhm.
I mean, all you were doing was sitting around at the gym watching that damn show.
Yeah, it's not with my eyeballs.
So yeah, putting a second vehicle at the airport, Terminal 2 this time instead of Terminal 5 instead of Terminal 2. That'll all work out just perfectly for you.
Yeah, Narvin was already in the area, so he can exchange.
Narvin will do his thing.
And I think all it's up just for me to make my rouse check and
Yes, do that.
play chauffeur. So that's 7. Okay, made it.
Good. Not any hungrier for this evening.
Let's get that zoom.
Grace, your cat's adorable.
She's fallen asleep on me now.
So
I want my cat now.
Absorbing the warmth from the computer.
So Lilith is on her way, stopped off at the rack, unsuccessfully defeated. Arthur is on his way with the other vehicle to the Sisters of the Resurrection. Julian, how are you feeling this evening? You want to give me a rouse check? And did you stay downtown? You usually do when you have your show.
Yes.
You're all good for this evening.
I'm fine.
So Narvin ran his errands for you
Yes.
from Friday, and you'll have information on both of those.
Okay.
When you wake this evening, you have information waiting for you. Flyboy's computer is a treasure trove of data that is dangerous, is truly, truly dangerous. He has what seems to be a guy that he goes to for his own food, meaning his feeding. There's a guy in his emails named Daniel Bailey, and Daniel Bailey seems to be his go-to, well, for pretty much everything. What you get from him is that he has a file on his computer called History Notes, and in that he keeps a record of every kindred he has come in contact with or has found out about. He has identified the court of Chicago mostly, and a lot of the key players, although you're surprised that he's missing some people, some kindred in Chicago. He doesn't have any information on any of you in this file. None of your names pop up, none of the coteries' names. But people you know, their names are popping up.
Okay.
I wonder if Julian would be offended that he wasn't on this list.
Absolutely not. I don't need the recognition, just the power.
Yeah, true.
His influence, you could see his influence and how it happened from the day he took a job at the airport. He was a baggage thrower 2 years ago, and now he's an executive director. And how that happened is astonishing. He got moved from nighttime baggage handler to team leader to supervisor to night baggage supervisor. And then when a administrative position opened up, he called on Daniel Bailey to produce him an academic transcript from Cornell that showed he was qualified for the position. When he didn't get the position, the person who did get that position got a dream job working for the FAA in Oklahoma City. And they had to go to their second choice, which was Noah Gruel. So he ended up, all along the way, there's evidence of money. Felicity Miller is obligated to him by nothing else except payments that are clandestine, hidden, hard to trace, and a lot of money. She does his bidding, but it doesn't seem like she knows anything else about him. And she does it because he pays her. All of this is damning evidence.
I always wanted to get into the airline business. I'm not driving with them. I am following them.
Following who?
The rest of the coterie. I'm not.
Well, you're going to meet over at the Sisters of the Resurrection.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can take another vehicle from there to the airport if you like.
Yeah.
So we can all arrive at the Sisters of the Resurrection, meet in the Sisters Chapel if you like. You have about an hour before you're going to be expected. Let me take you here and get rid of him, because he's no longer there. So together, for now anyway, Arthur's going to be driving over to the airport. Julian would like to follow. Is Narvin driving you?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not going to get me with those drive rules. No, thank you.
And I think Melinda is muted if you were
Oh,
talking.
no, I'm muted, but that's because I'm making out-of-character random comments, and I'd rather not interfere.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're very informal here. I like you're back in your library now. That's good stuff.
Off duty, just like, ah.
So, as you know, meeting the La Sombra in about an hour, coming in at Terminal 2. I believe there was a instruction from the prince where to meet them. Anything you want to do before you go?
I'm just going to say to all of them, you're meeting some La Sombra, and it would be remiss of me not to give you just a little bit of a heads up. They're better than you. At least that's what they would tell you. Of course, me joining the Camarilla means that I view you all very differently, but they are going to innately think that they're better than you. And so it's important that you not attempt to break that illusion if you want the ride to be peaceful and calm. Just a suggestion. Of course, you all have your individual strengths. I trust your capabilities to handle the situation regardless.
And it's not the first time I think any of us have dealt with someone puffed up with their own bullshit.
Have you met Dusable?
Right.
No, but I understand. Thank you for the warning.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I wish
you were scary.
I'm not these La Sombra. I don't know a whole lot about them. I just know that Dusable is one thing, La Sombra are another.
And,
Safe travels.
I think before we depart, if you had any breakthroughs with what we've discussed, that feels like a week ago. These nights are so long. But the information from our little flyboy friend.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I have. There have been several breakthroughs.
Do you want to share that information with him? Everything that you found?
No, I feel like it would take too long. Don't we have something to do now?
Well, what I mean is electronically. Would you like to?
Oh, absolutely not. That's very dangerous.
Okay.
But he's more than welcome to set up a time that we can chat.
That is true. We are on a schedule. I mean, I can see where he's using this as an excuse, player-wise, but
I have no idea.
perfect.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm personally insulted.
Of course, I will set up a meeting at your office sometime. Does the weekend work for you, or do you indulge in dalliance during that time?
Oh, no, I believe that the work never stops. So
then we'll pile into the cars and head over to the airport, I think. Unless the gangrel is going to lose his shit. But
no, he's got his plan. He's definitely going to. He's going to do that. He's going to be professional.
Thank you.
Nice.
Jeez, you guys are
So I take it us. Who's in which vehicle? So
that's what I was going to say. Arthur is definitely driving one of his vehicles or whatever. So, and Narvin is driving another vehicle that Julian is in.
Okay.
I would not be in the same car as Julian, especially after the La Sombra comment.
Why? He's your boss, though.
Yeah, but I don't have any desire to be in that car.
Is Julian wearing the fancy new suit he got? Is he still representing?
Oh yeah. How do you feel about the makepiece?
Fine.
I wish you had a picture.
Yeah. We'll say I'm wearing it because I'm nothing if not committed.
It's a good suit.
It's all right.
Nothing wrong with it. It's a different cut, different style. But yeah, representing it is what Fiorenzo would like you to do.
Yes.
You know he's going to be the senator.
Okay.
So-
I will make note that Lilith chooses not to ride.
Oh.
Julian will remember this.
Yes.
Sad face. I'll ask if I can ride with Julian, but if he's
Sure.
busy, then I can. Okay, cool. So then
Absolutely.
right
Then the
there.
sister rides with Julian, and Lilith can ride with Arthur. Though sadly, you're going to have to ride in the back seat because Napoleon gets shotgun every time.
I'm fine with that. I knew what I was getting myself into.
Just put up a little divide and just be like, have the whole backseat yourself.
And yeah, for this outing, of course, dressed in the Calypso mask, basically.
Oh, nice.
Jeans and a t-shirt, which is so lowbrow, but whatever.
And yeah.
Terminal 5 at O'Hare International Airport. When you pull into O'Hare, you have to make a couple of little turns and go around. But you can pull up right in front of the terminal on the lower level. Arrivals come in on the second level, grab their baggage, and then come down the escalator to this area that's filled with the rental car places and the little shops, the duty free.
See, look, he's smoking. And he smoked back in. Look at that.
I disappeared. Whoosh, whoosh.
That's so cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, yeah, you're coming in there on the lower level and waiting for your arrivals. Julian, it's a damn airport. It's like being on a show.
Oh.
Oh God.
He roused okay, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Earlier?
I did.
cool.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
fine there. But now you need 2 more if you don't want to appear strange on the video.
Oh, there
Am
you
I getting
go.
out? Am I getting out?
Are you? That's my question.
No. No.
You're
No,
not
I'm-
gonna join the-
No, that's why I'm writing on my own. I'm Lasombra the Camarilla Lasombra interacting with Sabat Lasombra. I feel like
Oh
that's just
yeah.
not.
Well, I don't know that, but you know,
I feel like this is not. If I can help it, I don't want to.
that's a good.
Okay,
That's a good
I-
thought. Yeah.
That's then yeah, skip those rouse checks then if you're not going to worry about appearing on camera. You can stay in the vehicle.
So
The
I
rest
start-
of you
I start
going-
exiting, and I look at him like, "Are you're not coming?"
I feel like similar to how someone who doesn't drink alcohol might feel judged if they go to a fancy booze cruise. I don't think that my Camarilla status is going to be widely accepted by our company.
I don't quite understand, but I get where you're
It's-
coming from.
It's fine. I have to put on a lot of those parties. No, I think they'll judge me, and I don't want to deal with it.
And the less tension there is, probably the best for the best. Correct?
Correct.
Is there
Yes.
anything I should do or just go? I mean, everything worked out great with Flyboy, right? No problems, all hunky dory.
Uh,
As far as I know, I really thought
You're right.
that this would be a
As-
problem.
as we drive, I'm going to say, sister, if anything, I hope that you don't think that I'm saying this for any particular reason other than it's true. I trust you as much as I can at this point, so I will share with you some of the information that I found. If you can keep it between us for now, at least.
Not with the rest of the group. Will you?
Oh, I absolutely will.
Okay,
although
as long
I
as
ha-
it's that.
Although I have some questions about Lilith.
Okay.
As a Toreador, you'd think that the more expensive vehicle would be the one that she defaults to, right?
Well, yes, as far as I've known of Toreadors, and that's not that many. I keep to myself, but yeah, that's rumor has it that's what they would want.
It's just strange. Just keep an eye on her. Where she lives, it's almost squalor. Something doesn't add up. But anyway, I will share some of the details about Flyboy, as particularly like how he reacted to the Dominate and how he rose in the ranks, and I'll explain almost everything except about Felicity.
and the money.
I'll explain that. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell her as much as I can.
Okay, and so everything I had said earlier about Flyboy, having these strange resources and being able to move up in the ranks and take over this airport in a very short amount of time.
And so I get caught up on everything that happened for real when they went to go visit him. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think they'll at least tell you that he does not have fangs. He carries a knife in his pocket and presumably to feed with.
And that he has a history of everything as far as the Kindred is concerned, pretty much, except us, that I would assume that he had no intention of ever releasing. But
he is known to be writing a book.
Yes,
about the Kindred. That's his little cover. But
yeah, and so I'll tell her about that, and so I'll say that there's a whole lot of very interesting reading, and I know that you have a extensive library. So
if it wasn't for the fact that would probably be better for all of us, or as many of us as we could show up right now, I wouldn't want to be going in either. But thank you for sharing, and you are more than welcome to use the library to research any of these other people that he knows about. I'm really glad that he knows nothing of us.
Yes.
For now. And I really hope he has no surprises waiting for us when we go. And dominate? Really? You use that?
It's almost like I don't know I'm doing it.
Almost.
Tempting. Okay. So I'm processing. If I had blood that still pumped through my brain, I would probably have a headache right now. But I'm processing.
Yeah, you were at least filled in that they left that office with his laptop, much to his dismay.
And the secret elevator and all that.
And the secret elevator. So, yeah, there's a way to get back to him if you need to. Flyboy's got secrets.
What?
Go ahead.
I said you'd think he'd be smart and move because that one straight shot to his office. But, whatever.
At the airport, who is going to go in then? The Lasombra's staying in the vehicle. With Narvin, I imagine?
Yeah.
Okay. So the sister, Arthur, Lilith.
Right.
You're the greeting party.
It's like if they have like an alias, let's have it on like the back of like a vanilla envelope with like a Sharpie, just the surliest like rent-a-cab ever. Just looking for his marks.
Okay. The airport is generally a little bit busy at this hour. It's only about 10 o'clock in the evening, so real people are still about their business. It's a little uncomfortable seeing these humans walk around you. But eventually, you'll see Flyboy. And Flyboy is walking between two others. One, a smaller, almost Asian-looking young woman, very pretty. She's been coached by Tally to present herself as a human. She's has a little blush of life going on in her face. She's blinking. She's breathing. She's trying to fit in. The tall, dark, bearded, bald, angry-looking son of a bitch on the other side of Flyboy doesn't even bother. He looks like a walking corpse, and he doesn't care. His hair is a mess. Well, his beard is a mess. His slicked back, bald head. He's hunched over. He looks young, but carries himself with a lot of years. To him, Flyboy doesn't even exist. Flyboy there is trying to chat up the girl, Sierra. He's being very pleasant with her, trying to shake her hand, talk to her about hotels at the airport and things that he would like to do. He'll bring them both right over to the three of you.
Bonsoir, Madame and Monsieur. So glad to have you with us. To Flyboy, he'll just grab him by the shoulders, just go, I own you. And just step back. Welcome to the glorious Windy City. I would be your humble transportation for the evening. Nervous cough.
Sierra takes your hand and thanks you. Hello, I'm Sierra Van Burris. This is my brother Malenkov.
You are as radiant and
Malenkov
he is
says no.
intimidating as I can imagine.
He's good at this.
Yeah.
Amazing for a gango.
Yeah.
I mean, taking lessons from Julian, I see.
When in France.
Right.
Surrender?
Oh,
Yes, hello, Madame Monsieur. Would you like dinner for 500,000? Yeah.
oh, wow.
That was an excellent joke. Somebody should clip that.
Mhm.
Put that out there. So good. So good.
Sorry.
I know. Was that in character? Because in this, it's like I have never slapped a woman, let alone a nun.
Arthur is triggered. Now we know.
All it takes to get a Frenchman going.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was not a collaborator. No. But he'll step aside and just wave his hand towards the exit. It's like I'm certain you are perhaps not jet lagged, but you would like to be in more accommodating surroundings.
Sierra is very polite. Thank you, I appreciate it. And she walks past you and says hello to the Sister Vindicta or Callisto, whatever her new name is,
No, I
And-
introduced myself as a sister.
as a sister, and then and also to Lilith. And she's very polite. She's very nice. She's very cordial. For you, gang girl, that Noah Gruel is going to lean in and just give you a little fuck you.
My dear boy, we live forever, but the line is so long, you would never make it.
Not all
I'm
of
not-
us live forever. He's mad, and
Be
he's
sure to remember that.
At about that same time, Malenkov is just going to push past you, and I mean just out of my way, doggy.
Thoroughbred, thank you very much.
So, which vehicle are you going to? The vehicle that was left for you, the vehicle that you brought.
We will be going to the provided party bus.
Okay.
Assuming that they've been appraised with a similar dossier that Arthur received. Sudden change of plans when you arrive at an airport, especially with like the Ruski. We are going by the book.
By the book, then. The van that you find is very much like the white van you ended up taking on that first day out to Gary. Tinted black windows, completely limo black, so it's nobody can see in. Plenty of room for 6 of you plus a dog, though I think you're going to be one short, as Julian White's going to stay in his vehicle, probably.
He made the right decision.
You don't want to meet Malenkov? He would love to meet you.
I'm sure he would, but he'd have to schedule an appointment.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Through the front desk, nonetheless.
Wow.
Z snapping is a
Narvin-
free action.
So Narvin can follow if that's what you choose. Is
Yes, please.
same thing, because otherwise, the place that they're going to, you've never been. This is a flop that Arthur has, and it's as anonymous as can be at this point.
Right.
I'm really hoping she understands that and that it was part of the plan. The pretty one.
Oh,
She
Lilith?
seems no.
No.
Oh,
The
Sierra.
other pretty one. Because, like, she seems very posh, and I'm like kind of twitchy because when I see us pulling up to one of the flop houses, I understand why and it's safe and no one knows about it, but it's still kind of, you know.
Sometimes the beauty
Well, I mean,
is
I
on
think-
the inside.
I think that Lilith would try to kind of what's the word? Like relate to her and kind of get her to understand that this is what we need to do, and I understand that this place is horrible, yada yada yada, but it's what we need.
I should mention Sierra Van Burris is a mask identity. The girl's original identity is a Japanese American who belongs to one of the wealthiest hotel families in the world.
Crap, it's Paris Hilton.
She's a Hilton, essentially. And for
That's hot.
Julian, Sierra Van Burris is she's heir apparent to the Diamond Yama Hotel brand. She travels in those Fiorenza circles.
Uh-oh.
What was it called?
Diamond Yama. There's one downtown in Chicago. Sierra will eventually check in there, but for her first night, nobody's supposed to know she's here.
Right.
I'm so glad Lilith can relate to her on that, because I would not even know how to start beyond apologizing profusely, I guess, at this point. It's like having the queen come by to sleep in a slum. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me.
It's very much like that.
Nice.
Sorry, Madge, you got the couch.
I think in this case it's probably a floor too.
You wound me.
He cleared out the whole floor, so there are separate rooms for everyone. But yes,
Thanks, Mr. Roper.
and blocked out windows. But it is, it's not going to be the lap of luxury for sure. So the Arthur is driving. The La Sombra visitors in the back with our new friends, Lilith and his sister Vindicta talking to them. You'll make your way just basically into Chicago.
In this one instance, if one of them wanted to ride shotgun, regrettably, it's just if only to avoid pissing off the fucking mutant in the room.
The worst thing about him is that every time you do something, he tells you to do something. So like when you get in the driver's seat, he's like, drive. When you make a turn, he's like, now turn. And eventually he just throws out a good doggy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he'll also turn to Lilith and try to watch you talk to his sister. Yes. Toreador, huh? I've heard of you. I don't know what you do. Certainly nothing with your hands or your mind or your abilities. But I've heard of you. Oh, and what is this? The sister over here. She that the blood sorcery. You one of those witches? Witches.
Gotta be there, sweetie.
Oh, I don't know. I've served in wars in the worst shitholes in the world. And he looks out the window and he's like, "This is the worst yet."
It's just like Moscow. Stalingrad.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that was probably on the losing end of the Crimean War.
Oh, he old.
So he's, yeah.
Yeah, those the fucking Jerrys, huh? They're the worst.
Sierra is much nicer. She will actually talk to anyone on this trip if anyone wants to speak with her.
If Lilith's having a good conversation, he's, if only just to keep aggro, because it's like
You're the tank.
yes. It's like this feeds me. I am from Paris. We are all dicks here. Just be more polite about it. Bless your heart.
Sierra is trying to get her brother to calm down, but he doesn't listen to her any more than he listens to any of you. But yeah, go ahead.
It's if anything, it's with like the smooth talking of Julian and the sister, like having someone just being like you are stupid and beneath me. It's like, at least you're honest in how you feel.
Hey, I'm honest.
Me too.
Ish.
Ish.
Just, you know.
It's-
So it's an uncomfortable ride. Can we please get to this flop house now?
yeah.
Or get rammed from the side by another vehicle, for sake.
Yes. How about a wits awareness roll on your part, Arthur, while you're driving?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Arthur.
Yeah. Drive!
While he's doing that roll, I just want to mention that Julian is in his car.
Yeah, wouldn't Narvin have two wits?
No, he trailed us just fine before, but that's not what I'm saying. That Julian has a laptop out, and he is cracking up at the conversation that you guys are having in that van.
Nice.
There's a 6, a 5, and a 2 on the hunger dice. So it's 1 success.
One success. Yeah.
Wait, when did Julian get a little sound thing in the car? Or video thing? Hello.
He I don't know.
I mean, Narvin did something. He always does something.
Yeah, it's true. It's probably Narvin.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine though. I guess I'm glad you're enjoying the awkward soup that is.
I mean, don't you remember Narvin said he was in the area already?
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad that he warned us. Actually, I think that's the only reason why our gangrel isn't, telling his dog to try to start something, and we're all just taking this shit like, okay, this is a job, and then we out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
I will get a little. I will step out of the game here just a minute to let you know about Chicago by Night, the book. If you guys are going to go and read this at some point, the storyline that we're playing is taken from a storyline in the book. Malenkov is one of the great characters that they have created. And his insults are actually listed by clan. Whatever clan
Wow.
there is an insult for you just in the book. Now,
roll for douche.
all that being said, and I love Chicago by Night and great respect for Onyx Path, they have no insult for another La Sombra.
It's just, what is there to insult,
Not that I wouldn't create one, mind you.
Don't stress yourself about it.
Because I was really hoping you would meet Malenkov. But Malenkov is really one of the great characters. They went to the length of creating insults for him for every clan, no matter who you are.
Well,
So-
I might have to. I'm just not meeting, now that
You're
they're
not
going there,
right.
depending on what happens, I'm fine. I'm not gonna hide.
I think he would insult the La Sombra, our La Sombra, more because he was Camarilla than a La Sombra at that point.
When Fiorenza called you Montano in a nice way, he wouldn't.
Yes.
The Montano that would come out of his mouth would be laced with bile. But you're only getting that based on his insults that you're hearing him throw around the car.
Which I'm cracking up at. I'm writing some of them down.
Oh, that one's good.
You'll note that the good doggy really bothers the gangrel.
Yes, that is underlined and circled.
It's like gold stickers surrounding it. Yeah.
Wonder if it's only because the gangrel is under orders currently to not fight back.
It's
In a
because
way.
he's saying it to me and not to my dog.
Oh,
It's like,
right,
give
yeah.
Napoleon what he's due. He's a good boy.
He's like,
oh. It's like, well, you good boy. I'm good.
Yeah, he's only nice to the actual dog. He's like, you are from my country. You're the only good thing in this car. But
Damn. Between
notice
both
any?
of them.
Oh, jeez.
Did we notice
Narvin's
anything?
following him. You just see Narvin's on your tail with the little Sombra car behind you.
Did Narvin
You don't-
notice anything?
He noticed that he's on the tail of the van.
Okay.
Hey, for you. As you move closer to Chicago, the downtown area of Chicago, your little flop tenement is down here on the lower west side, south of that Adams Medill Park, and near where it says off limits, but not near the actual off limits of Chinatown.
That was straight up Providence. Is all the windows open, and the Lower East Side was the one thing not obstructed. So your ping was just framed by all my notes and shit.
I hope that worked out on the Twitch stream too, because who knows?
All right, cool. Yay!
All right, so
My town.
flop, just flop. There you go.
Nice.
Yes. When we arrive, Arthur will just make a circuit around the block, just to see if there's any obstructions, if there's any irregularities.
Is
And if-
Narvin going to follow? Obviously, I think Narvin has to follow because he doesn't actually know you're there.
Correct.
Mhm.
When you arrive in this neighborhood and you want to go around the block, give me another wits awareness roll.
Please roll
point,
good.
'cause now you're looking for something specific.
Yeah,
Come on.
And do good. Roll
that
some real-
is a 6 and a 7 and a 6 on the hunger die, so it's 3 successes.
3 successes. Perfect. There's a vehicle back a ways beyond the car behind you, which you know is Narvin driving, and another half a block back. The lights come around the corner. The same sort of headlight setup that you saw just out of the corner of your eye when you were leaving the airport.
Mhm.
You're being followed, you think.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, so Arthur will take one hand off the wheel and just stick it to have a hand on the shoulder holster. Yes. Oh, someone's back for round 2. I don't like running away. Well, we are here, but I do think that we may have a uninvited guest wishing to meet these celebrities. If you like, I can quickly drop you off at my tenements, and I can handle this nuisance myself. Or if the strapping warrior such as yourself wishes to shake off the discomfort of the long flights, you are welcome to show a dog like me how a true fighter does it.
Just keep driving. Don't lead them back to where we're staying, dumbass.
Obviously, I am sorry. It's just
Ah,
works all right here, of course.
I'd go ahead and remind Arthur that we potentially could go to my house, but I wouldn't call it my house per se. I would just say my location.
Oh, God. Jeez. Is that the best seduction you've got? Oh, my God. No wonder the Toreador are dying. Look, just lose this guy. Don't you know how to drive? Do I need to reach over and hit the gas pedal? It's the one on the right-hand side that goes up and down.
Oh,
That
you're
is what
offering a
I've been
reach around.
doing. And just he'll drive evasively.
Evasively. I love a good drive. So how about a little composure drive?
Composure drive. That's better than my wits awareness. So
I'm glad Julian can hear this so he knows that we're not just zigzagging like idiots.
it's like, what?
Where are you going?
Seatbelts, everyone.
He will say, no, don't lead him back to where we're staying.
Ooh, that is nice. That is a 6 on the hunger die, a 9, a 7, and a 5. 3 successes.
3 successes. You lead them away from the lower west side. In fact, you try to head towards more congested, tighter streets. So you're heading east towards the lake. But the car's still there. Now, what is Narvin doing? Is since you're listening to this conversation, are you keeping up? Are you dropping back?
I'll say I want him to hang back, like pull over, and then whatever's following Arthur, I want us to follow that.
He will do exactly that. And it turns out the vehicle that's following is not following you. So it just passes by you when you pull over to the side of the road. What you see is a black SUV, tinted out windows, no license plates.
Damn.
None at all.
Illegal. Super illegal.
you call a cop.
Yes.
I was going to.
I am being accosted by this ne'er-do-well.
I'm going to say Arthur said round 2. Narvin, do you remember Arthur mentioning that he ran into these folks before?
Narvin just shakes his head and says maybe he was followed.
Yeah, news to me. Let's just follow them and see how many people die.
Narvin holds back about 150, 200 yards, tries to look unobtrusive, turns off the lights when he goes around a corner so as not to draw attention. Yeah.
It seems like our partner in information is not sharing all of his.
Isn't that the pot calling the
Jeez.
kettle black? Wow.
I know. God.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I've been very open and honest, and I even had an appointment.
Wow.
You guys are really just the worst.
Tony, this is you in the other game. You realize this, right?
I am
You
learning
reap what you sow.
I have the best bad ideas. That's all I know.
Arthur's just gonna just hold your horses. Arthur's gonna roll down the window. And it's kind of like, if only for the theatrical effect for the Ruski. And they're following more or less like straight behind us. Are they like veering to one bumper or the other?
Now that Narvin has pulled out of the way between you, this other vehicle is starting to close in on you. You've tried to drive a little defensively. It has accelerated and kept up. You make a couple of turns, it makes a couple of turns.
But like directly behind me or like in the lane beside?
For right now, he's just straight behind in the same lane. And that's one of the things I think you're trying to do is get to a place where the streets are a lot narrower, where they're only one lane. So you'd have to head towards the city, the big buildings.
Yeah.
Do you want to try another drive roll?
Yeah, for this, what might require a couple, because first thing I want to do is see if I can initiate I know it's a big car. Hopefully has some power steering. As a turn, probably hanging a left, a minor drift.
Wow. Okay. You find the emergency brake, but it's down here with your left hand. So it's one of these weird steering, pull the brake down here moves but you can do it. It'll take a little driving skill.
Yep.
So composure, drive. Well, you know what? How's your dexterity?
The dexterity is honestly better.
Then
Actually,
use
no,
your
it is that is my strength. It's Mock's next.
Then use your dexterity drive because this is a bit of making things happen inside the car.
Oh yeah, that's a 10, a 6 on the hunger die. They're not fucking me today, and an 8 on the other. So it's
That's 4 at least
4.
right there. Because
Yeah,
Right.
4 successes.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
too.
4 successes. It's not that the specialties are required to.
No, not here.
Okay.
What you're looking for is basically just the threshold of your driving prowess. And
Yeah.
at this point, you're moving this big a vehicle about as well as it's ever going to move.
Yeah.
It's sliding around the corner. It's making turns quickly.
And just as soon as I get online, like with my shoulder online with their windshield, just with his PPK.
Take a shot with the PPK.
Yep.
Oh, and we're off.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is going to be a Dex firearms.
Yeah.
And
sub one of the hunger die.
yeah, sub one of the hunger die, and this is going to be hard to hit the vehicle, but
If
You may not
you
have
see a
to.
muzzle flash, and I don't care who you are.
that's what I mean. It's hitting the vehicle may not be the necessary thing here.
That's 2.
You got 2.
Yep.
How'd your hunger die come out? All right.
Yeah, it came out just bare minimum. And then an 8 on one of the others.
Okay. So, yeah, you can't hit that vehicle, but you slide the van around the corner. You pull the gun from the seat next to you, over your shoulder, out the window, and a big blast out the gun, out the side of the van. Sister Vindicta next to you, you'll see the gunshot go off outside the vehicle. It's a little loud. You recoil. The other vehicle saw the flash and slowed down. They're dropping back a little ways,
And hit points.
but they're still coming for you.
But we're gonna take either that little bit of lag windows, like undo the brake and just go.
There's that.
There's a little car chase music now.
This is us really, really trusting the Gangrel's drivability.
I know, right?
How is our guest reacting to this?
Malenkov is not concerned.
Of course not.
He's just sitting in the back seat. Sierra is looking around and sort of judging you all. She watched the driver make the shot and was, okay.
She could have done better, probably.
She's,
Learn
everything's
to shoot.
very judgy, you'll find. Very judgy with these La Sombra.
Be still my dead heart.
These fuckers are still on you, though. You can't lose them.
How close are they to the car?
They keep after the muzzle flash. They dropped back a little ways, but there's less than a football field between you, and probably between you too, Julian, if you're behind them.
Okay. Do I know what direction Arthur's heading in?
From now, if you're looking at the city map, they've made it over towards near south side, and will probably be heading north here.
They're heading north.
Going to be in as soon as he can. He's trying to look for thin streets and big buildings and lots of turns and places to hide.
I guess what I'm trying. Do I know where I would be able to intercept them?
You're behind him, and you don't know where he's going particularly. So yeah, it's just a guess on your part. You can let Narvin do his thing and see if he can figure it out.
Yeah. I'm going to text Lilith, and I'm going to say, I need to know your destination.
What do you tell him?
I mean, I would probably just respond back wherever these fuckers aren't.
I'm gonna have to do something about her. And I'm going to say to Narvin, move off. You're gonna cut them off and get in front of the van. of the pursuing van.
You want him to cut off the van that's the SUV that's pursuing them.
That's correct.
All right, let's see what Darvin can do.
It's like, well, I wish the driver of what's his name, Narvoon, would just like kiss the back of the bumper and make them spin out. It's not that hard to do.
Let's see what his drive composure can do. He is very composed. That's one of his good gifts here.
Ah, Jesus.
He apologizes to you, sir. I missed the bumper. I can try again in a bit. He didn't
I
get
thought it was supposed to be him rolling for Narvin now, not the DM.
I didn't open up the sheet to him, but I can. Let me.
No, I can blame you now if it goes wrong.
That's
that's
true. That is true. Yeah.
It's all my fault.
Oh, Lord.
I did make the sheet edited and controlled by Wes. Here, it's in your thing now.
Thanks, Melenray.
Sorry, I just
No,
was
no,
maybe
no.
hoping for a re-roll, you know? Re-roll it, man.
Yeah,
Darvin. Narvin is a human retainer. He does not
Yeah.
re-roll his willpower. That's
Nice. I just meant more from a story aspect of the fact that the DM wasn't supposed to roll it. I'm just saying.
trying
Narvin
to
is
weasel her way out of here.
yes, just try it. But Narvin is a glorified NPC. He's good at what he does.
Glorify. Glory. Yes. All right. I'll say everybody gets one, Narvin. Let's try again in a little bit.
How about we go back to the gang roll? Would you like to either outdrive them or do something else?
They're maintaining the same distance, or are they really trying to get up to us?
They dropped back after you shot at them, but since then they have come right back up on your ass. The car behind them tried to take a swipe at their bumper from the other lane. They pulled out next to them and went in, but just missed. Almost, but not quite.
I cannot. Let's see. So, okay.
I love the music that's going, by the way.
Yeah.
This is Car Chase from the music.
Let's see if this will work. Arthur's just gonna, set the pistol in like the cup holder, rummage for his phone, and bring up one of his contacts. Right. I have a pack of fleas on me. Would you be willing to perhaps intercede somewhere around Adams Mill Park?
Adams Park.
Adams Middle Park?
And I mean, then Julian would have heard that too, right?
Yes, he did.
Is
Who are you calling? Which contacts?
let's criminal contact. Let's the mover.
The mover.
Guns, drugs, and people.
He's not a fighter, but
Does he know any?
boy, you realize you're moving at top speed, right? He does, but it's probably not going to happen in enough time. He can show up, but again, he'll show up with weapons for you to use.
Yes, I need some bully boys. It is never mind. Note to self: get bully boys. I'll just hang up. Always have to do things myself.
Malenkov's in the back seat. He's like, "Do you need some help? Are you having problems?
Unless you know
Can
how
I
it
give you a little
underlings.
treat?"
Is it a Scooby snack?
This is depends. Is it beef and liver? Those are the best.
If you pull over, I will give you the liver of whoever's following us.
Oh, you hear that, boy? You said my magic words. Pull over. Gun in hand, like Napoleon.
Napoleon's ready.
Yeah.
Oh no.
and just wait to see the headlights, in which I would, my tablet, and just give them a few 9mm greetings as they get close.
Then give me your maybe a composure firearms this time, since you'll already have the vehicle stopped.
Okay. That is I had one success, but not a success on the hunger die. So spend a.
One.
Can I spend a willpower to?
You can
re-roll those two. Because I refuse to make that rescue break. Better. That's another 9.
Okay. So you got 2 successes there as you're stopped.
Yep.
You come around the corner. You're underneath the L. You did not make it to as far as Adams Morrill Park, but there you are. This is the best spot you're going to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think. You stop your vehicle. The other vehicle comes careening down the street at you. You fire off a couple of shots, muzzle blasts only. You don't manage to hit the vehicle. But the vehicle slides to the side, and 3 people jump out.
Go get them.
Now,
Uh-oh.
I don't know what you were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What the fucking forehead tattoo, motherfucker?
The vehicle
These
without any
hunters.
license plates produces 3 very well-armed assailants. They have submachine guns, swords, and stakes. They're armored even up to their necks. They're covered in crucifixes and other holy religious symbols meant to keep Kindred away. This is not the Gary coterie.
Huh. Alright, go for these soft bits.
Poor Napoleon.
Yeah,
No, don't
He's
get Napoleon hurt.
he's got more HP than all of you. He'll be fine.
Better be. I'll quit.
It's, I won't be okay if Napoleon dies.
episode of A Dog's Purpose brought to you.
Yeah, oh my god. God, covering fire for the dog.
If that's what you want to do, Napoleon will leap out of the vehicle and start charging the closest one.
Yeah. Whoever the fucker with the SMG. I'm not gonna bother trying to hit a sweet spot. Just to keep him staggered if I manage to hit his plate carrier. And then let the bear killing power of the Upcharka do its thing. So just to suppress, would that be composure firearms again?
Yeah, use a composure firearms. Let's see what you can do, but this one is getting into.
Oh my. Lilith is feeling very susceptible right now.
That is a 10 on the hunger die and a 9 on one of the others. So it's 3 successes.
Nice.
Can we go back to the uncomfortable car ride and tension, please?
You're going to fire at the guy in the at the lead there, right? The one
Yeah.
the dog is heading after? All
Yeah.
right.
The SMG, unless they're all armed with SMGs, but the closest
Well, they
one
all-
with...
There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
shit. He rolled bad.
He rolled absolutely terrible. You're going to manage to hit him twice.
Yes. Hell yeah.
And I'm going to make a note here. So you've got 2 shots that just laid into that guy. He is not going to be able to fire back at you, but the other 2 probably will.
And I'm just gonna go behind the drive shaft.
If you take some cover, which you can,
Yeah, is it like this one of the suicide door cars or the doors that swing open?
Just standard car door. It's just going to swing open. But I'm thinking from where you stopped, you could probably open the door and take cover behind it.
Yeah, I just open the door and shield behind that.
Yeah. And the window's open so you can shoot through the window.
It's probably not going to be there anymore if it was closed. So it's like, welcome to Chicago, the city of bullshit and Yankees with guns.
Oh, yeah, good. We wrote that too.
Yeah, the other two guys aren't doing much better here. But they've got a -2 to hit. Yeah. You hear SMG fire going off around you, but other than that, those two guys are not hitting you at all. The first guy will be taken down by Napoleon, but he's pulling out his sword to try to fight the dog. Anyone else? The gangrel has already acted.
Okay.
Sister Vindicta, do you have anything? Lilith?
Oh, God, no, I don't. I mean,
No.
Just
Technically, I do.
Is looking over at Malenkov like, well. It's like, well, what? We'll see what happens. If nobody else is jumping out of the vehicle, then Julian, what you see happening ahead of you is that vehicle you were following slid to a stop. 3 guys heavily armored jumped out, and one of them got taken down by a dog, and the other 2 are firing SMGs and looking for cover.
Okay. I'm going to say, Narvin, you're going to let me out, and then remember when I said everyone gets one? This is your second one.
Yes, sir.
Run over one of them on your way out.
It's
No.
the car. It's okay, sir. Yes, it'll damage the car.
Narvin.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know a guy.
And then I'm going to get out, and I am going to use. Just so I'm clear, it's this bridge that I see?
This is actually you're under the L, so that's.
Are there other people around? Are there other people around?
It's late at night. There's vehicles on the street, and there's some lights, but you don't see any other street people around.
Okay. 2 times. Okay, so I'm going to after he lets me out, I'm going to use soaring leap. Julian is going to jump into the rafters up top.
You can. You would. You'd probably make it just to the girders.
Yep.
On the at the bottom of that structure.
And he's going to just sit back into the shadows, and he's going to start to concentrate on moving the shadows that are underneath the cars. He's going to use the arms of Ariman.
Arms of Araman. Are you going to lift a car? Is that what you're...
No, nothing so dramatic. I probably just want to strangle the life out of these people. Maybe use one of their swords to impale them. I haven't decided yet. But I have to take a full turn to summon them first. So
You do, and that's you're hidden up in the rafters, so you can do that.
yes.
From where you're now seated, this guy here in the back is the one that Narvin's going to aim the car at.
And then he's gonna leave. He's gonna keep going.
Yes, actually, he'll have to hit him and then back up, but
That's perfectly fine.
He's going to get a good running start and take this guy down with a vehicle strike. I don't imagine I need to roll that, but that guy will be out of this battle probably till the end. He's alive, but he's down. So
the only thing Lilith would be trying to do is maybe try to convince Malenkov, but I don't know if if she'd be able to be successful.
Convince Malenkov to do what?
To assist in some manner, like saying, we're in this predicament because of you. You have skills that I do not possess. I can't be of any assistance here, and we need someone.
How about a little manipulation persuasion roll and add those 2 dice because he's a Cainite that knows you're a Lilith follower.
Okay.
And this is a social test.
Okay, so you said persuasion and manipulation, right?
Yeah, this is what you're trying to get him to do.
And then with
And,
2.
and plus 2. And add 2.
I think that's...
You got a 10 in there and a 9 and a success on the hunger die. He'll leave a heavy sigh. He'll open the side door. He'll get out of the van. The shadows envelop him immediately, and he's gone. He vanishes right in front of you the second he steps out of the van.
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah.
He's sucked up by the shadows, and he's gone.
Yeah.
You don't know what just happened.
Right.
So
I mean,
it's-
yeah.
It's
Is it
different. It
anything-
appears differently from Obfuscate then.
It very much so appears to obfuscate. If you're wondering, and I think the La Sombra might be wondering.
That means he hella old.
Right.
That's scary.
This is a to the La Sombra. If you noticed this,
Mm-hmm.
this would have been a shadow step.
Lovely.
You don't know where he's going to reappear, but this is something that your shadows can do for you when you reach a certain level. They will.
For my purposes, I'm just fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. For this round, he's gone. Anything else anyone wants to do? Sierra's just gonna sit and go. It'll be over soon. Don't worry.
Napoleon took his action to tackle the guy.
He's on top of the guy now,
Okay.
but the other guy is gonna struggle in his next round.
Okay. And Napoleon he'd be going for that nice little part of the face, trying to crush the ocular orbits with his teeth.
It's better for him to go in there. The armor on these hunters goes right up the neck, so there's a big tall wall. There's no easy way to get at the most vulnerable section. So going for the eye,
and the whole just like top of the head and just savage him like you would a deer. Because ghoul dogs are scary when they bite things.
Ghoul dogs are scary when they bite things.
Do you want me to roll for him, or do you want to roll for him?
Let me see. I want to roll a.
He's got 5 physical dice, and he's got +1 to damage for bites.
Yeah, roll that, and I'm going to roll a dex melee because he's swinging his sword at him.
Cool.
And we'll see who ends up in a better shape here. Ooh, damn. You rolled at your dice.
Okay. That is not as good. They're close? No. That is 3 successes.
3 successes. It looks like this guy is going to get the best of the dog this round. He's not going to hurt him with the sword, but he's going to manage to pop him with the pommel and get him off of him. He'll be up next round. The dog is down this round. Okay. The man in the back is down because he's just been hit by Julian's car. And this guy over here, this poor son of a bitch on the left-hand side, he shouldn't have been standing so close to that car because that car is under a light. And that light produces shadows.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I read Top Cow comics. I know what's coming.
He's grabbed by his ankles and is dragged under the car. He goes down face first onto the ground and is literally pulled all the way under the car and up and over the curb on the other side until he's hanging upside down, held by Malenkov's shadows. He's flailing. His arms are out. He has a gun that's just firing into the ground because he's upside down. He's trying to wave his sword at the shadows that are holding him, and the sword just keeps passing right through him. Nothing he can do.
All right. Is he on like full auto, or was he firing on semi-automatic?
Just semi-automatic. Every time his finger hits the clip,
Okay.
it hits the trigger.
Just like counting shots, and then in hearing, trying to pull in yelp a bit. Instead of reloading his pistol, Arthur's just gonna reload his biceps. And let's show him why it's called the Lion's Den. I'm gonna run for the guy and see if I can make his head mimic an eggshell.
He's going to be up right about the time you're going to get there. So if you want a melee or a strength brawl,
yeah, no, I'm going straight for all the soft exposed bits and joints. Come here, you. That is 3 strength. And how much brawl? All of it. 1,000,000.
all of it.
3 strength, 3 brawl, and then the 100 die substitute. That's okay. That is an 8, 8, 6, 7, but no pass on the hunger dice.
That's okay. It's a pass anyway on the you didn't fail the roll.
Yep. So
That's the only way the failure on the hunger die matters is if you fail the roll. So you've got 4 successes going into that.
Okay.
And he's got 5 coming back at you. 2 10s. Can you believe it?
Shoot.
So you come in with these 2 punches really quick. He's able to dodge one, and you hit his armor and his shoulder on the other one. You could feel it's pretty substantial. He goes back into his pose with his sword.
Lethal body ignores armor and does ag damage to humans.
How does it take a rouse check for you to lethal your body?
No, it's passive.
It's passive, so it automatically, So when you connect, even though you didn't that round, you will do some serious damage to him.
Yeah.
Julian, it's the second round. You see that Arthur's having a little trouble with the one guy. He just missed on a couple of punches, but your friend Malenkov, who you've never met, just pulled a guy under a car with his shadows and is holding him up in front of him like a fish that he just caught.
Actually, yeah. So
nice. I like that.
Julian's up in the rafters, and now that it's time, so one of them is down. Right?
One of them's down, hit by your car. He's alive, but he's like crawling away, and it's no good for this fight.
One of them got dragged by Malenkov
and is being held up like a fish. I don't know what Malenkov's going to do, but you can't imagine that guy has long left bone.
And then there's the one that Arthur failed.
Yes, just he's in a fist fight with this guy right now, and actually forget the fists. Shrink. It's time for you to bring out the claws.
Okay, so Julian is going to reach forward, and the shadows a shadow is just going to drip down from the rafters beneath, and it's going to start to look to like tendrils behind me, and I just want them to wrap around the person's throat and into their mouth, and I'm just gonna start strangling them.
You can drop your shadows from the rafters directly over this one, the one that Arthur is engaged with.
Yes.
The shadows are actually slink down behind it. And Arthur, you could see it happening as your claws come out. Just a little curtain of blackness comes up behind, forms a couple of like hands, comes around the neck, and just starts to lift this son of a bitch right off the ground. The armor protects his neck proper, but as soon as you get to the chin and under the base of the skull, he's now just being lifted a little
Where
bit.
do you think you're going? Because he's like, he's got the cack flap. So I'm gonna go straight up, like, Randy Orton, and just grab him by the jelly. He's like, "You're not going anywhere."
Give me another strength brawl roll, because this time he has no way to fend you off.
And the dice reflect that. 8, 6, 8, 8, 6.
Holy cow!
Fuck.
Yep. So can I just grab some spine with it too?
You can rip him open. The armor means nothing, and he's armored everywhere. So when you grab him in any way, like when you're saying you're going nowhere, you're putting his hand, your claws, you're digging just right into his body.
Just like Vlad the Impaler style, just straight up in the worst of ways. Just like see if I can like latch claws on his pelvis. It's like
and trails out.
You said we were under the L?
Yeah.
Like, are there people? Is this being witnessed?
Luckily, this is pretty quiet.
Oh, okay.
Julian looked around for people before we started.
Because I'm just like, wait. I was like, this is exciting. Yeah, kill him. I'm like,
But wait a minute.
Masquerade. I'm like, hold up.
This just in it.
There's fucking magic out there.
While this is happening in the street, and I can appreciate your concern, thank you for looking into that. You're okay. This is happening right now, and no one is, as far as you know, witnessing it.
Okay,
this agent that he's just grabbed a hold of will die by his hand.
So then, while that's happening, Julian is going to forget about those. He's just going to drop the body, and he's going to hop back over to the last dude that's been crawling away. And while anybody does whatever else they're going to do, Julian, his shadows are just going to drop down again, and he just wants to bring the guy up into the rafters with him. If it's not too much trouble.
It's like a hunting octopus.
So the same guy, the
one that got hit by the car.
Oh, that one in the back?
Yeah.
He's crawling.
Everybody forgot. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so he can't run as.
He tried to fire his gun back at you, but nothing happened.
Yeah. I just want to bring him up into the rafters with me.
Danger hugs.
It'll take you. He's a little bit behind you, so if you're going to stay up in the rafters, it'll take you a little bit to get over there and then pick him up. By next round, you'll have him.
Take his time. He can take his time.
Alive, then I take it.
For now.
Okay.
Once he gets into the rafters.
Yeah. So the last guy that's left is the one that is flailing in front of Malenkov. He's still got his hand on his gun, and one second. That's 4.
Shit.
Shoots Arthur in the head.
Oh shit.
This is he's closest to Malenkov, so let's see if Malenkov can get out of the way here.
Oh, he's gonna just piss him off, isn't he?
It's like in The Mask when like the evil mask gets shot and it just spits the bullets back.
Got him by 1. Something happens. The guy that's being held upside down and Malenkov is getting ready to kill, he's just firing randomly with his gun, but he manages to get the SMG up and sort of point it at Malenkov, and he fires a shot that goes into Malenkov's shoulder. Malenkov actually feels it. Normally, it's just supposed to be superficial, this kind of bullet thing. But this one hits Malenkov. And there's blood, his vitae. And the shadows loosen a bit now that he's distracted, and he drops this one guy. What happens next has really pissed Malenkov off. He's been hurt, and he shouldn't have been able to be hurt, not aggravated damage, not like this. His shadows dropped him, and you see his body. Malenkov himself turns completely black and starts to bubble and boil. His face, his shoulders, his arms, his legs. Shadows seem to come off of them, but they're not shadows. This is thicker, more substantial. This is flesh. He grabs the First Light agent with two of his fleshy tentacles and literally rips the man in half.
Can't pull the wool over my eyes, Nyarlathotep. I know what you're about.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh,
Note to self,
everybody else, except for the La Sombra, Julian, everybody else give me a frenzy check.
Oh shit.
There's a frenzy button at the bottom of your character sheet.
Can't I just close my eyes?
This is something you've never seen. You've never seen a vampire do this. You've never seen this kind of thing happen. He literally changed form. Instead of manipulating the shadows, he became a physical, fleshy shadow.
What did we do for the willpower thing that popped up? Just our standard willpower?
Yeah.
When I clicked the frenzy, input value came up and it said and it instantly put in a 5 there for my willpower. Is that what we have, our starter willpower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your friend. Yeah, that's exactly.
Base or current?
Base. It should be. I don't know why that doesn't just automatically roll.
No, it
Yeah.
automatically
Looks-
put it in. Oh, he's
It's very
rolling.
weird.
No modifiers. Oh God, save me.
So
6. So there's a 3. There's a 4.
I got a 10.
successes.
Doesn't that count
Yeah.
as 2?
No. To fail a frenzy check on this is to be completely surprised by what happened. Lilith, you kind of, I don't know, in your imagination, you wanted to see a La Sombra do something like this.
yeah, I mean, learning about it, I'm very intrigued.
They're creatures of legend. So to see a legendary thing happen doesn't freak you out. You are definitely enjoying it.
Well, especially
Sister-
because I love vampires.
It's true.
You're
This
so
is a new
weird.
thing.
Yeah.
Sister Vindicta, you don't frenzy at all, but you are definitely freaked out a little bit by what he was able to do. Like that he did a couple of things. He disappeared into a shadow, and then he became a shadow, and then he ripped a guy in half.
Yeah, I'm okay being freaked out by that. That's a normal reaction, people. As I glare at Lilith.
And Arthur, how
I'm like
about you?
drooling.
Great for me.
You got a 3? 3
3
successes?
Yes.
Same thing as Vindicta. You are definitely surprised and a little shocked by what you saw, and you've never seen it before.
It's like kerchief to the mouth. Like, ew.
But yeah, you get why Malenkov gives people shit, because who's gonna stand up to him and say anything?
Is he like reform in as a placental manner as which he?
Oh, it all comes back to him as if he's just a blob of goo that reforms itself into the shape of a human, and then the color comes back in. His hair on his face reforms. His bald head goes slick and clean. Yeah.
Arthur will just like take his hat and sweep. He's like, "Monsieur, you're an artiste in the ways of violence."
You're
And
still a mutt.
yeah, that's fair.
Let me go to Julian though, because you picked up yourself a little souvenir.
Little snacky.
Yeah. Is he conscious?
He is. He's very hurt. Looks like his leg is broken. He's not going to be walking anywhere, and he was trying to call for backup. Just try to hide and live to fight another day, as the saying goes.
So as he comes up, he's brought into a corner that's just pure black, and out from it, Julian's face just kind of peels back from the darkness, and he smiles. He goes, "Hello there. I think you hit my car." and I'm just gonna feed on him.
You're going to feed on him?
You gonna slake it down to zero?
Wait. Before I do that, did I see Malenkov get shot? Oh, I did, right?
Yeah, you saw Malenkov get shot, and it was his reaction to that is
Okay.
the more shocking thing.
Cancel that, because cancel the feeding. Everything else is fine, except
Okay.
I just want to take his see if I can take any of his bullets or his steak or anything like that.
He has 3 stakes on his chest. They just pull right out. The ammo for his SMG is in a clip. You know how to empty, exit.
I'll take the clip and I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll take one of the steaks and I'll put it in my other jacket pocket, and then I'm just going to say, I feel like you probably have something tricksy going on with your blood. Am I right? It doesn't matter. Okay. And I'm going to snap his neck and then drop him.
He falls to the pavement.
Shit.
The 3rd victim, and it looks like
Victim.
well, they are. They did.
Yeah.
They had it coming.
Another
Narvin,
car?
come back around. I'll be at the corner in the back, and I hop back the other way.
Arthur is definitely humming a little like can tune to himself, collecting the SMGs, dropping out the magazine, emptying the
getting-
chamber,
Yeah.
stuffing his pockets like spare magazines. Just say,
Mm.
and then like checking their wallets.
If you check the wallets, you won't find any ID on them.
Figures,
Surprised. Yeah.
paper money,
No paper money.
cards.
They have a card. It looks like a key card. It's completely blank. It has a metal magnetic strip, but it has no identifying marks.
And they all have that.
They all have one.
They all have one. Okay.
And they're all identical in terms of their weapons. They all have 3 stakes, 1 handgun,
Very
1
uniform.
sword, and 1 SMG with a full clip.
Okay, yeah, I'll help myself to the SMGs and the spare mags. I'm just gonna throw them in the trunk. It's free merchandise.
Yes. Narvin will come back around with the car. The front left headlight is gone. There's a big dent in the hood. Part of the quarter panel.
That's fine. I mean, do you want
He
this
feel-
car, Narvin?
It's. I
You
just
seem
don't,
you seem really attached to it.
I don't like breaking things, sir. It's
Oh, I understand. Well, we're gonna break a whole lot more together, but we can put it back together afterwards, like this. And I take the clip out. I think we have a new project.
Malenkov. He can see you now, and what you did with
Oh.
some shadows.
Oh, okay. I hopped away the other direction, by the way. But if you saw me before, then that's fine. Yeah, I
He saw
the,
you.
I went the other direction.
Okay. I understand you don't want to talk to him directly, but he is aware that there's.
Fine. I don't think there's any way to avoid that.
Malenkov will hop back in the van, digging around in the wound on his shoulder, and he will eventually pull out the tip of a bullet. He tastes it, and he hands it to you, Arthur.
The like hot, like is it like
hot.
Is not abrasive or agitating to the skin? It's kind of
You might even recognize it. That right there is the tip of a gangrel claw.
Fuck.
Just the tip.
Well, now just the tip. Come on.
still going rummage for one of the like MP5s, like 9mm.
The 9mm handguns don't have this kind of bullet, but the clip that you take out of the SMG, they all have this
Every single
brown.
one.
That little brownness is an actual tip of a gangrel claw.
I think
Like a
both
nail.
I will said the fuck at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just like just flick it off into the it's like the refuse to go down the gutter. That is something. Thank you for that. That is now I have a bone to pick. They picked some of mine. And then he's going to gather the bodies. Do they have anything incendiary in the trunk? Like you're fighting vampires with fire is just a typical thing.
Nothing that you see. There's everything they had, they took with them when they jumped out of the vehicle. There's not even any more ammo in the van or their SUV.
I'll pop the lid, take the little fillet knife he took from his friend, and just cut the gas main, and just leave I'm gonna get his one of those little like throwaway Zippos. Just have the bodies piled around, and just oh no, tragic high caliber car accident.
And a barbecue under the L. You should probably leave soon. The fire services will be coming to put it out, but there you go.
Yep. I was gonna say.
They will also probably find the bodies if someone hasn't already called the police.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
If you pile in the van together, you can make it back to your tenement house without being followed. You've already taken care of these guys.
Wasn't there two?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't there two vehicles following? I mean, besides Narvin, wasn't there two? Or it was just the one?
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, because I remember there was like two.
Give me
There's
a wits awareness roll, Arthur.
Okay.
Sorry, Arthur, I just remembered.
That's fair, and I remember at the very least the guy tried calling for backup. He may have just gotten, that's one success.
Ow.
It seems like you're fine.
What about Narvin?
I'll roll a little wits awareness for Narvin. Oh, you know what? You've got his sheet now.
Narvin clutch.
Okay.
You roll a wits awareness and
Come
let's see
on,
how
Julian.
You
You can do it.
don't you put that evil on me.
Oh, hi. Ah,
Hello,
shit.
Are we actually kidding? Like, okay, all right. Fucking Narvin.
He's still, freaked out about the fact that you hurt the car.
Narvin,
Look,
it's
Narvin-
fine. Narvin.
He assures you you're not being followed.
Are you gonna walk on my keyboard?
Oh,
Or no, you're
Oh
just
my
gonna
cat.
you're gonna knock over my camera, you little domestic terrorist. Get out of here.
Well-
no.
Then we will make it to Arthur's tenement as he hisses at his own cat.
That's how gangrels drive. It's like
So method.
yeah, it's like the like the Luigi stare from Mario Kart. Just
oh.
You'll make it back to the tenement flop. It is a disgusting place, but at least there is an individual room for each of you, and you can stay there comfortably throughout the day today. Malenkov and Sierra are not impressed, but Malenkov's had worse for sure, and Sierra can deal with it for just one night. And with that, I think we'll call it here, though the next evening will be interesting.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna definitely get one of those guns from Arthur. I need a ranged.
So thank you for everybody who joined us today for our Windy City Kindred. I should have called it Wicked City Kindred. I keep kicking myself for that one, because then the Wicked Studios would all been branded together. So just remember, everybody, Monday we got the Down Roll. Tuesday, Greyhawk Adventures, the Ghost of Saltmarsh. Wednesdays, our show, the Tales of a Savage Land, which with me and Grace and Melenray right in the chat. And then Saturdays is this, a Windy City Kindred, and coming soon, Saturday morning superheroes, which I can't actually believe he's going to go before us. I mean, that's early. That's so
It is early.
That's crazy
Yeah.
early. Yeah, no.
But there you go. That's I had a great time today. This went a little bit longer, but I was worried we weren't actually going to get it all in. I'm happy we did.
Oh,
You
God.
guys have some interesting things to play with, some interesting new developments. Quick question for Julian. Are you going to stay at this tenement too? Are you going to stay all together?
Okay. Can I say I don't know?
You can say no. It's fine.
You leave it at that, or we'll talk a little bit on Discord over
Yeah, okay. All right.
week about
All right,
how
good.
you feel about it.
I just want to like.
There are two things that works against that.
Swear.
Just,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the other La Sombra there, and then look at the place. Would he really?
Yeah,
I-
I feel like the answer is absolutely no. Although I feel bad that I'm depriving you of the ability to insult Julian. So like I feel bad, but he probably will not stay. But he needs to know exactly where it is though.
Yeah, you could follow them there then, and you will see this exact building that we're looking at, or
Okay.
we're looking.
Then no, he'll take off.
He's like, no, thank you.
All right. For the rest of the cast, I will keep up with everybody this week on Discord. We'll talk about characters and what you want to do in your downtime. But when we get together the next time, it will be the evening of the meeting at the Succubus Club, where you have to deliver the La Sombra and find out what their intentions are in your city.
Wait, not us. The
Alright.
prince finds that out, right? We're just delivering the package.
Yeah, but certainly you're curious.
No. Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Drop off and go.
I'm curious.
I know. Though he's
Yeah.
curious.
Well, Henry will be over at the Painted Lady.
I got places to be, man, and stay alive-ish.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to my cast. Let's go down the line and introduce everybody. Julian White, who are you really?
My real name is beep. I'm Wes. It's great to be here. I play Julian White.
And Sister Vindicta, Callisto. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yay!
Happy birthday.
And you are Melenray. Tell people about yourself.
I'm Melenray. I turned 40. Yay! So now I can say goodbye to the 30s that things happened and whatever. It's done with. New decade, new start. And I kind of felt bad that I couldn't really do much as Sister Vindicta, but I have nothing ranged, and that's fighting. I don't do that. Okay.
You do have a present from Julian.
I know, but it's still the range, and no, not happening right now. Close quarters combat is perhaps my
Someday.
thing.
I'm gonna
Someday.
see you whip out that rosary and just start whipping out that rosary.
Penance, people. Anyway, yes, that's me.
Then Alex, tell us about yourself.
I'm Alex Maxwell. Thank you, everyone who stuck with us to the end for a bite at a Chicago by night. I play Arthur Valand, the driver, mutt, and bully boy.
Seems like you need some some help sometimes. You need a couple of goons of your own.
And I had it. Like, mostly. They're just impatient. This kind of stuff takes panache. It is art.
Don't forget the important person in your group there.
And Napoleon understands.
Oh, Napoleon. Yeah,
Right, yeah.
it's a unit. Normally, it's like you grab that side, I go that side, we go that way, and there's like watch him on spool.
Arthur missing all of his hits was like Bob Ross and his Happy Accidents, right?
Yeah.
Then Grace, hello.
It's me. Hello. I played Lilith tonight. She was able to convince a snobby old Lasombra to actually assist.
You were, and using those extra social dice should move you up on your lore path, so you get your next.
Yeah.
turn.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very excited about that.
I tried to keep everybody on that. Sister Vindicta, you need to pass a social test against another Tremere. That will probably be when Disable calls you.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, as soon as, when he discovers the news article that K. Marshall has died,
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be fun.
we'll wonder about that for next time. Until then, everybody, I've been Uncle Tony, your storyteller, and thank you for joining us. So have a great week and good night, all. And
Bye.
our Will can shut off the Twitch stream. I gave you